Let's talk about some advanced adjectives that you can use to impress your friends, like this one, so-called. So you would use this word to say that you think that a word that's used to describe a person or a situation is just not suitable or it's not correct. So if somebody, it could be a little bit of an insult if somebody were to say to me and say, well, Wes is a so-called teacher. In that case, it's like you think that the word teacher is not suitable to describe me. And yeah, I wouldn't like that. But you could hear somebody say that another person is a so-called expert, that you think the word expert is not suitable for this person.
Superheroes in New York? Give me a break.
These so-called heroes have to be held responsible for the destruction done to the city.
Someone could even argue that these are so-called advanced adjectives because maybe you might not think they're advanced because you know many of them, but I guarantee you will learn something new in this lesson. And I also say that you can use these adjectives to impress your friends because they are more informal words that you can use in casual conversation, like this next one, which is messed up. And I'm not talking about the phrasal verb to mess up, to make something dirty or untidy. I'm talking about using this as an adjective, which has a couple of different meanings. So if we're using this to talk about a person, it means that, well, someone is unhappy or just emotionally confused. If we were to say that somebody had a messed up childhood, perhaps it was an unhappy childhood.
I mean, he's messed up. Look at him. You gotta figure his family life's a disaster.
Now, if we're talking about like just some situation, then this adjective could be used to say that it's just wrong, bad, or full of problems. And you might hear somebody say something like, wow, that's messed up. I just cannot believe that happened. That's messed up.
They had someone else lip sync her part and she never got credit for it.
That's messed up.
Maybe I'm always asking you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. And if you have not done that yet, I could say, wow, that's messed up. I can't believe it. Now, to be honest, I really don't think that's messed up. It's okay. If you have not subscribed, I'm just giving you an example. But in case this is your first time here, my name is Wes. The channel is Interactive English. It's all about trying to help you reach your fluency goals. And if that is what you would like to do, then yes, you can subscribe if you want. It's not messed up if you don't. The next word is cocky. And this is an adjective that you could use to describe a person. And it means that someone is very confident, but really in a slightly annoying way. And I think this is a word that we can all relate to because I think you would often use it when people are competitive and you think you're better than somebody else and you're just being competitive. And yeah, we can all act a little cocky from time to time.
When I saw you at that wedding, I knew we'd be having dinner together.
Well, aren't you cocky?
Then we have dope. And if you say that something is dope, it just means that you think it is very good or cool. And mostly I think younger generations would use this word, but people my age and even older, they also use it. And a collocation with this adjective, you could say that something is pretty dope. And I hope that you think these lessons are pretty dope. And if you do, you can let me know by hitting that like button. Now, speaking of things that are dope, I have a pretty dope opportunity that I would like to share with you. Because if one of your New Year's resolutions is to dramatically improve your English skills, then you should check out the Lingoda language sprint. This is going to be a 2-month language sprint, and if you successfully complete it, you can get up to 100% cash back. And I say that this is a dope opportunity for two main reasons. First, you can improve a lot in a short period of time because this is an intensive language challenge. You will take a lot of classes. And second, these classes are affordable and you can get your money back, which is pretty dope. Now, you have two challenges to choose from. You can take the Super Sprint Challenge, in which you will take 30 classes a month for 2 months. And if you attend all those classes, you can get 100% cash back. Or you can take the Sprint Challenge, in which you will take 15 classes a month for 2 months, and if you attend all those classes, you can get 50% cash back. You must sign up for the language sprint by February 1st because classes are going to begin on February 11th. And I can honestly tell you, Lingoda, it is a great school for learning a language. I have even studied with them. You can see me right there taking a class in Spanish. And I really enjoyed the classes because Lingoda has experienced teachers teaching an interactive curriculum. These are small group classes, which means you have plenty of opportunities to speak. They have flexible learning hours because classes are available 24/7, and you pretty much get to design your own curriculum because you pick the topics you cover. So if you are ready to achieve one of your New Year's resolutions and greatly improve your English skills, then click on my link in the description to join the Lingoda Language Sprint. And when you sign up, you can use the code WES2022 to get €20 or $25 off your deposit. This is a fantastic way to start out the year strong, take 60 days of classes, and really take your English to the next level. All you have to do is click on my link down in the description if you wish to sign up or learn more about the language sprint. Don't forget to read those terms and conditions, and also don't forget to use my code WES2022 to get your discount. Let's get back to those advanced adjectives. We just talked about dope, so let's go in the opposite direction, and the next word that I have for you is lame. And this has a couple of different meanings. The first one is that it can mean that something is weak and undeserving of being believed. So in this case, you're probably talking about an excuse or an argument, and you would use this adjective with those words. A lame excuse or a lame argument.
Limited seating? I am just one tiny person.
Oh, yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Limited seating? Oh, that is such a lame excuse.
It can also mean uninspiring or boring, and you could describe something, well, maybe like a meeting and say, well, the meeting was lame. We didn't learn anything. It was just lame.
You know, they say a scent can make a memory come alive, so I made one of him. It's lame, I know.
No, it's not lame.
Out of whack. I really like this phrase. It means that something is not working properly, mostly because, well, like the natural balance has been upset. So think about your body has like a natural balance. But if something is off, if something is not working properly, then you could say, yeah, my body's just all out of whack. Or maybe I could say the public transportation is all out of whack today because of the bad weather. That it just upset that natural balance and things are not working. It's all out of whack.
What was the matter with it?
Your variable tuner was out of whack.
Wow, and you fixed it?
Then we have the word woke. And this is an adjective that I think has become more and more popular over the years, especially in a place like the United States. And what it means is really just, well, aware. And mostly it refers to awareness of social problems such as racism or inequality. And the one thing I want you to know is that you may hear people use this word in either a positive way or a negative way. So if I were to say like, oh yeah, we need to be a bit more woke when it comes to some social issue, that's more of a positive way of using this adjective. Now, others may talk about like woke people or woke culture, and they're using it in a way in which they're saying that well, they don't care for it, that they think it's too much. So just be mindful as to how someone is using this word.
We're tapping the keg at 9, with the keg's consent, of course.
He is so woke.
Next is an adjective that I really like, and that is ballsy. And what it means is brave or determined. And you could say that, well, that this was a ballsy move or a ballsy request. But most of the time, I think you're going to use this word describing a person. Perhaps I could say, wow, my colleague is just so ballsy. They're not afraid to talk back to the boss.
She's spontaneous. She's ballsy. She has no clue what she's doing, and she doesn't care.
And then we have jaded. This is a good word. It means that you just don't have interest, or you're losing interest because you've experienced something too many times. And often you may use this adjective with some verbs like you feel jaded or you have become jaded. Those are some common collocations. And I also think that you're more likely to use this adjective with things that are maybe typically work related. You've experienced it a lot, and then you start to become jaded.
Had I become so jaded that I didn't even recognize romance when it kissed me on the lips?
Next is moody, which is an adjective you can use to describe a person. It means that their mood can suddenly change and they become upset or angry, well, perhaps for a variety of reasons. And I think this would be more, well, talking about a temporary state, that it's not permanent. Something happens and just somebody, yeah, they're acting a bit moody. Maybe they didn't eat breakfast in the morning and they become a little moody, or perhaps they didn't sleep much at night. I know when I don't get a lot of sleep, yes, I can be a little moody.
It's just her psycho fans that get all crazy.
Right, the moody junior high girl.
Moody? You call this moody?
Then we have legit. And really, this is just an informal word that's been shortened. It just means legitimate. So instead of saying legitimate, you would just say legit. Is something allowed by law? Is it reasonable? Is it acceptable? And perhaps you're talking about some situation and you want to know, well, is this okay? You might ask, look, is this legit? Should we be doing this? Is this legit?
No way is this legit.
Well, it's a legit threat, but it's definitely not from the real Black Hood.
The next adjective is clingy, and this is used to describe a person who really just sticks on to someone else or something else. And often I think you would use this to talk about somebody that you really do have a relationship with, that you know pretty well. Maybe your friend is a little clingy, or your coworker is clingy, or maybe even your partner can be clingy. Children can certainly be clingy.
Basically, everything we know guys hate. Be clingy, needy, be touchy-feely. Yeah.
Then we have feisty, and I say it like feisty. It means like active and full of determination. And I kind of said it like this because I think it somewhat has a negative connotation, and people may use this adjective referring to somebody else who's kind of like fighting back or talking back, or just they're willing to push back. You could describe that person as just feisty.
So call off your band of karate thugs or I'm going to the police. Got it?
You're a feisty one. But I like that. I like it.
Then we have ballin, and yes, you would probably spell it like this with the apostrophe. It's very informal, so it's going to be an adjective you would use more in spoken English. And if somebody is ballin, it just means that they are just living a wealthy lifestyle and spending a lot of money. And this is very informal, and probably younger people would use this, but again, you would hear people my age and older say this, well, especially if they're just ballin'.
Shoot, bad enough I gotta buy all this damn champagne and new sheets. I ain't Jay-Z. Shoot, I ain't ballin' like a rock star.
I would love to say that I'm ballin', but that's just not true. And then we have kinky, which means unusual, strange, and possibly exciting. And mostly we're talking about, well, things involving like sexual acts. So there are collocations like a kinky idea, or maybe kinky behavior, or if you're describing a person like they are kinky in the bedroom, or perhaps somebody makes a suggestion, you say, well, that sounds kinky. So this is a word that I think you will definitely hear in movies and TV shows.
Here, care to join me?
All these Japanese businessmen in the car, kinky.
Kinky. I'm sorry, what is kinky?
You don't have to translate that.
And then I thought I would wrap things up with an informal adjective from the UK, one that I like, and that is cheeky. And if you say that, well, someone is cheeky, it means that they're like slightly rude or not showing respect, but really in a humorous way. And this is an adjective you are probably not going to hear in the United States, but I really like this one, so I wanted to share it with you.
Including respect for elders and the like, eh? Cheeky, madam.
Now let's do a little review, because when it comes to these video lessons, I hope that you are clingy. I hope that you just want to hold on to them and stick to them and watch them again and again and keep learning new things, because, well, these lessons are legit. I think you're going to learn a lot, and I really don't think you will ever get jaded, because the lessons, they're not lame, they are dope. And I know that right now, just hearing me say this, I'm sure I sound very cocky. And I wanted to give you a quick little review. It's always good to practice the things that we just learned. So if you enjoyed the lesson, please hit that like button. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So long.